Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So I'm back after a long time. I've been off for a month. I've been in a tizz. I was in a creative block. I just didn't know what to do with myself anymore. So you know, your girl done got a makeover. I done my hair, as you can see. I got a balayage, and I'm feeling like a different person. So you know, new hair, new me, as they say. And so yeah, so before I get into the video, which is going to basically be a very easy go-to glowy skin and bronze eye look. This is my go-to, really quick, really easy. I did a step-by-step, so it should be quite easy to get into. Before I get into that, I just want to show you my Louisa pieces that I got. So I have two pieces here. This is a necklace here. I got a really beautiful necklace and some beautiful earrings. This piece I got here is called Rebecca. It is £52. It is absolutely stunning. I love a really nice simplistic design. Thin bands are like everything to me. I'm all about really skinny, delicate items when it comes to jewelry as well. Sometimes I like my signature pieces, but I do love these thin bands. I also got these earrings, which is basically you've got pearl and then you've got love across here, and oh my god, literally, even though it says it here, but I do love things like this. This to me is kind of like a signature, very showy piece. I do love my statement pieces. This is £90. This is beautiful. It says 14k gold, so when I check the website it says 14k gold. It is cubic zirconia, but still, like, I ain't got time to buy diamonds at this point, you know. I also tend to style out pieces like this with something maybe like a scoop neck, because it is a little bit more out there, you can actually see it. And earrings like this, I tend to just move my hair to the side so you can see it in photos and whatnot. So this is how I style it. So these pieces were sent to me and I absolutely love it. I chose these in particular because, again, I love the simplistic design. I love statement pieces, and to me this is more like a simple statement. They are tarnish free and long lasting, which I do love because I don't like my things to rust out here. The starting prices are from $39 or from £39, whichever place you are. It does start from $39. They use the best metals, and also they are trying to be carbon neutral. So by the end of 2020, they should have a net zero carbon footprint. So again, save the planet. We love all that. We really do. I do have an affiliate code of them. So if you do want to grab a couple pieces, you get 10% off. It is Caroline Mystee 10. So yeah, these are the pieces I chose. Really, really like them. Can't wait to sport them out a little bit more, especially at work. Do love really casual, simple designs. So yeah, these are my pieces. Anyway, so if you guys want to see how I make this look, then please continue watching. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the basics, which is moisturizer. So I'm going to go in with the Nivea Q10 anti-wrinkle and energy, with also the Revolution skincare gold elixir. It's got loads of gold flecks in it, so you want to shake it up. The best thing to use is a really, really nice moisturizer. I like this one because it's a little bit thick, and an oil, because oils make your skin look super glowy. Okay, I just want to really lather that into the skin. I say lather as if it's foaming, but no, just really pop it onto the skin. I have a spot that's going old, so I'm just going to moisturize that the most because it's the most driest spot that I have here. And just a couple drops of that oil in my hands, and I like to press this into my skin instead of rubbing it all over my face, because I feel like I'm just rubbing around the moisturizer again. I've got this XX Revolution Youth Juice. I'm just going to take a little bit of that all over my hands again, and just gently kind of wipe and pat, wipe and pat. I don't tend to use primers, but this is actually quite nice and hydrating, and hydrated skin equals glowy skin to me. So okay, now if you have anything like this, I've got a little tester of this MAC Strobe Cream. Basically you want it to look, your skin just to look illuminated. So I'm just going to use up the rest of this MAC Strobe Cream, which is basically the same as this. This is Revlon Skin Lights Face Glow Illuminator. It is basically an illuminator you can use on top of your makeup and underneath your makeup, all mixed in your foundation. So they both do the same thing. You can do the same with the strobe cream. I just like to mix this in my foundation, but with the strobe cream I'm gonna put this all over my face and not mix it into my foundation. This is in Pink Light. I like to mainly put it on the tops of my cheeks, chin, just a little bit above the eyebrow, nose, but mainly on the tip and the bridge, and then Cupid's bow. And then I just pat the rest in. So usually for luminous looks you want maybe a lighter consistency, light coverage foundation, but what I tend to use is the L'Oreal, it's kind of rinsed the bottle, but it's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. This is like my favourite foundation. When I did a review in this, I've stuck by this, and I'll link it here. And this is one of my favourites. It gives you a really nice, fresh, non-matte look, and I can't do the matte. Even though I'm oily, I can't do the matte, so this is my favourite. That's in 100 Linen, and I mix in a little bit of Stila Stay All Day foundation in 8 Honey, just to add a little bit of warmth in there. Alright, just putting dabs everywhere. I'd usually do half my face first, and with a damp sponge, just patting that in. Now because I have a damp sponge, it's gonna lighten the coverage a little bit, which is what I'm looking for. I don't want it to be too heavy with the coverage. Basically just putting foundation all over my face. There's no technique to this really. I'm just putting it all over my face. Okay, so my skin has a light glow to it right now. It's still slightly illuminated. So what I'm going to go straight to is my concealer. And I like to use a light consistency concealer. I don't know if they still do this anymore, but this is the Revolution Fast Base Concealer in C3. This is one of my favourites. So I just add some of this here and here. I prefer lighter consistencies. Because they don't look heavy, they don't cake, and you know, I prefer not to feel anything under my eyes. So I put that under my eye, a little bit over my lid, like that. I'm going to take the XX Translucent Loose Powder. I'm going to dip some of that in and just set this away really. Set. This powder is incredibly light, so it does not cake on the face. The lighter and the more finely milled the powder, the less cakey, and because this is not a really, you know, cakey powder, it won't make my skin look too matte. I am going to use the Huda Beauty Tantour in Fair, and I'm going to take a nice flat brush. And because I haven't set my skin yet, this should blend well into the skin. Now I put this all over here so I can see where my cheekbones are. So I put it just above it. And then I will blend it out with the sponge. I put it all over my forehead. As you can see, I've got like a 10-finger forehead. So I need to put as much as I can up on here. I really love a good bronze. So that's why I put quite a bit on. I love to have a really nice bronzed face. So just with like the side of the sponge that I just used, I just start to blend that in. and towards the hairline, because you want it to look seamless, not like it's just being cut off at your hairline. Big ass forehead, so just conceal that up. Well, not conceal it, just kind of add some depth, you know. At this part here, this is where I set the rest of my face. So I take a fluffy brush with that same loose translucent powder and I do my forehead. I have a really strong line in my forehead here. This is just setting the rest of my skin. Okay, at this stage here, I'm going to do my eyebrows and I'm going to use the XX Fine Brow by XX Revolution in deep black. And I'm just going to fill my eyebrows in, not too heavy. I'm not going to go really heavy, just enough so that I get a nice structured brow. Right, I'm going to use the City Bronzer. This is in Medium Warm 250. This is by Maybelline. This is just going to add a little bit more depth and set the tan tool we just laid out. I tend to add a little bit more bronzer at the end of the look because sometimes I feel like it's looking a little too light for the look that I am going for. Okay, for eyes I'm going to use the XX Revolution Translucent Eye Primer. Just pop some out on here. I'm going to blend that out with a big brush. This is just to maintain the eyeshadow so that it lasts all day and that it doesn't crease, because if you have eyelids like mine where they fold over, you're more likely to have creased eyeshadow by the end of the night. What I also like to do is set the primer on my eyes. I don't know, I just find it better to blend shadows when I set it. So I'm going to use that same loose powder. I'm going to get a fluffy brush and I'm just going to pat, pat, pat and brush. Okay, so how I'm going to do a really easy, quick bronze look. It's the easiest thing ever. So I'm going to take this palette here. This is the 35G Morphe Bronze Gold palette. Bronze Gold, sorry. And I'm going to take one shimmer shade from here. And I'm going to show you how this makes this super easy. To be honest, I could use as many shadows as I want from here to make it bronze. But what I'm going to do to make it a lot more easier. So I'm going to take the bronzer that I used originally after I done my contour, tan tour. I'm going to take this on a fluffy brush and I'm just going to, so basically I'm poking it in my socket and going back and forth. And just with this shade here, this is a contour shade. This is by Makeup Geek. I think they stopped doing their makeup brand now, but this is a contour pan in Infidelity, which says Cool Fair. I'm just going to take this on a fluffy brush as well. And I'm just going to brush this all on the lid, like that. So back and forth, again where the socket is. But I'm laying the brush a little bit flat first, and then using the tip to buff it out. And then back in with that City Bronzer, the first bronzer, and I just buff those edges right out. Okay, so now if you want more of like a lifted look, lifted effect, what I tend to do is I take the remainder off of my concealer brush that I use for my eyebrows, and I just pull up a little like that. If you want to make it a little bit more smoky, the best thing to do would be to take a darker shadow, and I'm going to take this one down here. This one's called Equator. I'm going to take it on a smudger brush, which is this flat brush like this. It's kind of dense but also fluffy. What I'm going to do, I take it straight to the lash line like this, and I kind of wiggle it in like that. So I do the entire lash line. When I get towards the inner corner, I want to be as light as possible. I don't want it to be too dark around there. And then from here, I tend to like pull my eye to the side like that and just gently brush where I just put on the shadow, just to smoke that out. And I slowly bring it higher and higher, but still rubbing it in just to blend out the shade. And now when you put on your lashes, it looks like you have almost like a smoky lash line. Don't get it confused with this fox eye trend. That's a little bit more smoky and more winged, but I just like to really blend that out. So I'm gonna pick up this shade right here, which is called Triple Digit, and I'll pick that up with my newly dampened brush. I'm just going to basically brush this over, even cover up the some of that smoky brown that we put on, and just pat. So I like the front of the eye to be the most, the inner corner to be the most bright, and then the outer corner to have the least amount of shimmer on it. There you go, very simple, very quick. Okay, so to add more depth to the look, what I tend to do is add brown eyeliner to the waterline and then blend it out. So I'm going to take this Maybelline Tattoo Liner. This is in brown. I need more of a gel, creamy consistency to make it blend out. As you can see, it's one of my favorites. So I take this. I just run this in my waterline and then turning it on the side, so having it sideways, I run it across so that it goes on my lash line as well, but that's only up to here. I won't do that there because I don't want it too smudgy on the inner corner. I want most of it on the mid to outer corner of the eyes. And as it's still slightly somewhat wet, I take a cotton bud and I just blend this out. So I gently go backwards and forwards just to soften those edges. Okay, so the lashes that I'm going to apply are the Lash Queen London Majestic lashes. These are really nice, voluminous and wispy. So I'm just going to apply these. For the highlight, it's the most vital part of the entire look for me, the highlight. So I'm gonna use, this is only for the arch of my brow and inner corner highlight. This is the I Heart Revolution Goddess of Love, Goddess of Faith highlighter. This is one of my favorites. I think I've used this for God knows how long now. But this is just so bright and so gleaming that I just can't live without it. No matter what I use, I go back to this. So I'm gonna do my inner corner. I like it bright, bright, bright. To me, if I have no inner corner highlight, I don't like my makeup look. My makeup look is not done, it's not nice, it's not banging. I just have to have an inner corner highlight. And the same with under eyebrow highlight. If I don't have under eyebrow highlight, might as well just go home then, innit? Like that. So I go under my brow, then I just gently kind of pat it out with my fingers just to distribute it a little bit. Now for the actual cheek highlight, I've actually bought this highlighter because my girls have got it and I always want to use my girl's highlighter, and I don't know why I never got it for myself. I just thought maybe it was too expensive, but you know, your girl had to get that Fenty Beauty. How many carats? This is the Diamond Bomb highlighter. It's one of the most gorgeous highlighters I have seen. But before I put that on, I'm gonna use that same highlighter from Revolution, and I'm gonna take some of that. This stuff's already, you know, out there. Take some of that, dust off the excess, because if I go straight in from there to there, I'm gonna have to use a lot of translucent powder to like blend that baby out. Okay, and then down the bridge of my nose. These are all the places that I like to highlight, and where I feel like if you highlight, you will just look gleaming. I don't tend to do a really strong nose contour, so I mean, me just fluffing this around my nose is okay for me because it doesn't destroy the effect of my somewhat nose contour. And then Cupid's bow, even though I'm going to cover that up anyways. And chin, just a little bit of my chin, because the more you put on your chin, the more protruding your chin is. Now to top it off and give the sparkle, I'm gonna take the How Many Carats. This gives you a lot of sparkle and I love it. And I gently just go on top like that. I just brush it like this and I gently go like that. Oh my god, just so nice. And like that. Because it's so glittery, I don't want too much on. It's just a light dazzle here and here, you know? You want a little dazzle and a little gleam. For blush, I go the same thing every time, and I tend to go in a lifting motion. I go upwards, not just on my apples. I'm going to use the Morphe 8C Cool Pro palette, and I'm going to take It Girl. She's a nice light pink. I smile a little bit, just a little bit. And then I bring it up. Smile like that and bring it up. Now if you bring it along with your contour and highlight, you are giving yourself more of a lift, and I love this effect. Alright, and then I spray with some setting spray. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist in Sweet Peach, my sis sweetie. I'm gonna spray this. Right, I'm gonna take Nude Truffle NYX lip liner, and I'm just going to line my lips. Right, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Color Rouge Ultra Matte No Shame lipstick. And on top of that, I'm going to use the Kiko 3D Hydra Lip Gloss in 20. Okay, and this is the final look. It is my easy go-to glow bronze look. So if I am going somewhere and I want a nice bronze look, this is pretty much what I go with. This or another darker bronze that I've probably done on my channel already. But this is what I go for. Quick, glowy. As you can see, the glow is peeking through here and there. The sun is kind of coming out after it rained. So this is the look. And if you guys did enjoy, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks again to Louisa for sending these to me. I really love these pieces. I'm all about delicate, simplistic pieces, and I love it. So thank you again, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.